I'm Sherry Williams, and I am the founder of Sherry Williams Coaching, and I am so happy that you are here with me. I have a few things I want to share with you. So about 3.5 years ago, I was really sick. Now by sick, I mean I was tired, I was bloated, I was nauseous a lot. I experienced brain fogginess. I was just unmotivated and feeling very blah. That's a good way to put it, feeling very blah. I started seeing doctors. I went to 3 different physicians and eventually went to a GI specialist to hopefully figure out what was wrong with me. Every time I left that appointment, they told me I was fine, that it was basically in my head, and all my test results kept coming back negative. So it wasn't until I went to a routine chiropractor treatment adjustment that I had somebody actually sit down with me. This doctor, she sat down with me and let me explain my symptoms to her, pulled up a chair and said, I think you have food allergies. Specifically, you probably have a gluten allergy, after I had discussed my diet with her. I didn't even know what gluten was, so in case you were like me, gluten is a protein found in wheat and rye, barley, and most commonly found in flours, doughs, pastas, and a lot of those common foods that we all eat a lot of. A lot of people ask me, do you have to be completely 100% gluten-free? Oh my gosh, no way, because growing up, I loved toast and sandwiches and things like that. So you have to really find what works for you. What makes you happy, what makes you feel good. So I've created my top 5 tips to being gluten-free, and I encourage you to try these out, test them out, see if they work for you. My tip number 1 is to clean up your bread. In the PDF, you'll find some links to my bread that I really enjoy. So I grew up loving toast and sandwiches, so giving up bread fully at 100% isn't really realistic. So I invite you to look through those and see some ingredients that you'll find on common breads that are on the shelf versus some of these other ingredients in the breads that I've listed. I love the Ezekiel bread. I don't eat a lot of it, but it is fabulous and it's good. And it's just made with a different part of the grain. And the other one that I really enjoy is the UD's gluten-free bread. So that one is actually fully gluten-free. Now if you're celiac, you don't want to try the Ezekiel bread. It will probably make you sick. Tip number 2 is to replace your noodles. You'll find gluten-free noodles in the section in the grocery store with your regular noodles. So basically you're going to want to read the label and make sure to choose the option that has the least amount of ingredients. In the PDF you'll find some of my top couple picks of the noodles. You will have to cook them a little differently, so feel free to play with that a little bit. Just follow the directions closely and you'll be good. Tip number 3, you guessed it, give up beer. Who would have thought, right, that gluten is in beer? That was one of my top culprits that kept making me sick. So in the PDF you'll find my top gluten-free beers that I really enjoy, along with some other mixed drinks that are fabulous. Tip number 4 is to read your labels. You'll have to really pay attention to some of the labels. Wheat is hidden in so many things. I really like to cook and really love food. So one time I was making a casserole, just a tater tot, meat and vegetable casserole. And what happened is I was sick for 3 days after this. And I couldn't figure out why or what would have caused me to be sick. And after writing down everything that I ate for 2 days and going through some of the ingredients, I realized that in the cream of mushroom soup that I had used in my casserole, there was wheat in there, causing me to be sick. So make sure that you really pay attention to your labels. Tip number 5, a lot of people think that being gluten-free you have to give up so many foods and desserts and other things that everybody seems to enjoy that you can't. However, all you have to really do in most common foods is replace your flour. So in the PDF you'll find my top flours to use as a replacement. These are almond blend flours and regular just gluten-free flours. Basically, you want to make sure that you pick a flour that substitutes equally for what you were using. Coconut flour gets a little bit tricky because it's not the same ratio, so you're going to want to make sure that you use the almond flours or the other gluten-free flours that are a same ratio as your other flours so that you can equally substitute without having to do too much figuring. So what do you have to lose if you try this for 5 days or 7 days? Maybe you'll feel better, maybe you'll have more energy, maybe your joints aren't gonna hurt, and maybe you'll just start to overall feel better. Or maybe nothing will change, but you never know unless you try. So good luck and have fun.